God are not very good.
See, I know.
And Lori's one.
Are you ready when we are ready? Okay. Alright, I have 6 o'clock. I will call this meeting to order. Please note that all members are present and Ms. Kaufman is going to tell us about our Pledge of Allegiance leaders.
Okay, tonight we have Orson Hicks, he's in 8th grade. Mrs. Austin is his teacher, multimedia broadcasting crew. His parents are Sharon Farr and Jim Hicks. His interest hobbies are video games, computers, engineering, and piano. We also have Landon Webb, his 8th grade. This is Boston's multimedia broadcasting crew. Parents' names Tara and James Webb. His interests are robotics, video games, and broadcasting.
You guys want to come up here and lead us, and then we'll have a plaque and a picture for you. Okay.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Give a plaque and take a picture. Take some pictures. Hang on.
You know Miss Jones would be mad if I
That's
didn't.
right, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks, boys. Okay, item B, Tiger's Roar.
They're leaving you like this.
Oh, yeah, I see your moving.
You all have it, you want me to do it? Okay. So when I call your name, will you please come to the front? Catherine Persley, Katie Moore, and Victoria Fong. So these ladies, were given national recognition by the, National College Boards for their academic achievements in the PSAT and/or AP exams. They've accomplished these milestones during an immensely demanding period of their high school career. We couldn't be more delighted to share this news. So Catherine received the NRSTA and the NIA Award, which is the National Rural and Small Town Award, and the National Indigenous Award. Katie,
Okay,
Katie, can you raise your? They received the exact same awards, the National Rural and Small Town Award and the National Indigenous Award. And Victoria received the National Rural and Small Town Award. Congratulations, ladies. Robbie Batson also received this award. His mom and dad are not here, so we're gonna salute him another day. If you guys want to go over there, we'll take a picture.
You
want me to get
it? Scholarship
Good job.
make this crack.
Item C, do you have a public to be heard? I've got a little part to read and then we'll let you go. Members of the public shall be allowed to attend all meetings of the Board of Education. In addition, the Board of Education will have an item on the regular agendas that affords citizens the right to address the Board of Education on items pertaining to education or the operation of the school district. The The item will appear prior to any business being conducted by the Board of Education. A resident wishing to address the Board of Education must fill out a form before the meeting and submit it to the board clerk. The speaker is to move to the lectern on being recognized by the board president and give his or her full name and address. The speaker will be allowed 5 minutes to address the board. The board and administrative staff will not respond to questions or comments at the meeting. The resident may receive a written response as soon as possible. Questions and complaints related to employees of the district will not be permitted at this time. Such questions are to be referred to the superintendent at another time. Presentation or discussion of matters which are currently under legal review will not be permitted. Mr. Haworth, please proceed.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna set a timer too.
Well, my name is Ed Hayworth. I work at the high school. I'm a sub. And I want to discuss on the third page of the agenda, item M, sub-item G, memorandum for agreement with American Indian Resource Center, sexual health and pregnancy prevention. I think I would just want to encourage you to look long and hard at what the Cherokee Nation considers to be sex education. I don't know if there are any kids in here that would get me from 53, but I was a sub a couple of years ago, and when I get in the classroom, I find my lesson plans. And anyway, they said, take your class to the presentation hall to be a lady from Cherokee Nation to do a little presentation on sex ed. So I thought it was going to be like when I was a kid, you know. She never once mentioned abstinence, but aside from that, she wound up encouraging the girls to experiment with homosexuality because the safest sex was girl on girl. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that. That's just wrong to be teaching my kids and my grandkids and, you know, anybody. So I would just would ask you guys to maybe look at that a little more closely to find out some details about the program. Now, do I get to pose for a picture? Thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item B, discussion and vote to approve or not approve minutes from the previous meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Ebersol?
I'm gonna abstain, so it's not there.
Ms. Coughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Item E, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the monthly financial reports.
Good evening. So I have a few things for you guys tonight. First, we'll do the monthly financials. At the end of August, our bank balance was $8,200,954.95. You can find that amount on page 2. The receipts for the month of August for general fund were $2,601,608.33. You can find that on page 5. Building fund, $3,336.06. You can find that on page 6. Sinking fund was $14,891.59. You can find that on page 8. So at the end of August, the general fund bank balance was $5,814,861.04. Building fund was $1,212,588.12. Bond fund was $1,016,408.47. Sinking fund was $1,063,910.22. Move on to activity accounts. At the end of August, activity accounts have $1,030,206.81. Then you can find the electric and the gas. The month of July, we did see an increase in electric from last year to this July. It was $20,000. Gas was down $461. For the months of August, from last August to this August, electric was up 17,000 and gas was down $257. So you can tell, of course, gas is less now because it will be higher in the winter. Any questions on that? Okay. Then, I think you guys gotta vote on that first.
Do I have a motion to approve the financials?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
yes.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. Now, item E2.
So this is just where they are moving some of the money, that there's a balance in some of the activity accounts to another activity account. So you can see, like, there used to be a youth volleyball account that they no longer use, so they're gonna move that money into their volleyball booster accounts. Baseball booster's gonna move into baseball, and then golf booster's gonna move into golf. That's all that is.
Do I have a motion to approve? Second.
I'll second.
Any discussion, questions? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Aye. And I. Item F, superintendent's report.
I just wanted to start with giving you an update on our enrollment as of today, September 13th. Which I'll shout out and say is a great day because it's my 25th wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary, husband. We have exactly 3,587 students enrolled. We have 182 pre-K students, which is a very large number of 4-year-olds in one building. I've done that job before and bless her for not quitting yet, Ms. Blunt, yes. 437 at Cherokee, 507 at Greenwood, 488 at Heritage, 669 at TMS, and 1309 at THS and Central. Sequoia has no room for transfers. Cherokee has 7 various spots. Greenwood has 2, Heritage has 21, TMS has 7 spots, and THS just has 2 spots in 10th grade. Those numbers are updated daily on our website for transfers. Something else I want to talk about this evening was redistricting. So one of the things you'll vote on this evening are new wards. After each large census, so the one in 2020, it was determined that our school district was required to make changes because of the ward boundaries variance. You can only have up to a 10% variance between each ward. And with the growth south of town, we had a 26% variance in a couple of the wards. So I had to go to the Oklahoma House of Representatives and meet with someone at the House. And they helped me rework the borders of each of those wards so that is the appropriate amount. We now have a less than 6% difference with the wards that have been given to you on the maps. The populations are for Ward 1, which is Ms. Walker, 4,262. Ms. Crawford has, in Ward 2, has 4,480. Ms. Eversole has 4,240 in Ward 3. Ms. Nemo has 4,301 in Ward 4. And Sean Kaufman has 4,408 in Ward 5. So I think that will really help us keep within that 10% since we're starting at a lower rate right now. We will have a nice map that we will change that and hang that up for everyone to look at. But to make the copy, if I pay someone, it's like $162 to make that copy. I think I can wait and the 911 office will give it to me for free. So we're gonna wait for free. And then we'll replace that. The last thing that I wanted to do is just talk a little bit about school safety. And I wanted to start that conversation with just a thank you to you all, to everyone in the audience and anyone watching. Thank you for your understanding, your patience, and your trust last week when we had to move to distance learning at the high school in Central. And that decision was purely run on safety, and that is going to always be how we make decisions. What's best to be safe for our students and our staff. And so I wanted to remind the public and everyone else all the different things that we have at our district. So we have a partnership with the Telfair Police Department that provides 6 officers. Said that before. I think I said we were probably the only one. I may have misspoke because I was excited, but very few have 6 Tahlequah police officers or their local city government in their sites. We are also starting conversations, Mr. King and I, our Chief King, about a second officer at the high school. As you can tell, we have 1,309 kids at that campus. That is a very large campus for just one officer. So, I'm gonna have a plea out to the city, whoever's watching, and hoping that they will do, what they do with the other officers and do a cost share for us on that. We also have guard shacks at THS and TMS, so we're monitoring who goes on and off during those, the campuses during the day. We have a grant-provided officer, Sergeant Sams at the All Dead campus, who also serves as our emergency management coordinator for the district. He has worked diligently for the last year on implementing the rave panic button, which is required by law now, but we were already working on it before it was. And so what that is an app on our phone. He's geo-fenced. Don't ask me how to explain that. Maybe Curtis, if we needed some explanation. Each one of our campuses. And when you are within that fence, that electronic fence, there is an app that we can call for emergency services, 911 for fire, ambulance, if there was any type of emergency in that geo-fence. I can't accidentally set it off in the middle of Walmart because it only works within the fence, which is a good thing because we all accidentally call people all the time. We don't want to do that, but it's just one more step where everybody can immediately call for help if they see something that needs to be reported. We also have new lock systems and go bags across the district with our COPS grant. So every doorknob in the district has been replaced. This is a big, small community, and it got where there are probably keys all over Cherokee County and maybe all over the state of Oklahoma. And now that has been remedied, and those who need a key have a key, and they cannot be reproduced except here. And they are state-of-the-art locks on the doors. Go bags is just something in case we ever did have to leave, whether it be a fire, we needed to do something for a tornado, or we needed to evacuate the building where we have emergency materials and that for every classroom. We have double front door access at most sites. Ms. McCoy does not have that yet at Cherokee, but in our new building that we'll be building with Bond, that will then be at that building. We have comprehensive safety plans at each of our sites. We have camera systems at all of our sites. We have bus cameras, and we even have some buses now that have stop arm cameras. We have trouble with people running the stop sign on the school bus, which is not understandable, but now we have a way to give information to the police if that does happen. And we do sidewalk safety assessments. Our SROs, along with other Tahlequah Police Department people, Cherokee County Sheriff's Department sometimes is involved in this, Marshal system, they all have gone through our building. They know our sites, they know our staff, and they are available at a moment's notice if we were to ever need them in case of a crisis. So I really just wanted to remind you all that, Tahlequah Public Schools is a safe place to be. Our buildings are secure, and we are just happy that everyone is back in the buildings this week.
Questions for Ms. Jones? Item G is the redistricting that we talked about, so I need a motion to approve the redistricting and establish the election district for the school board member candidates.
Second.
Just to clarify, no one gets a redistrict out. We're all in our current district, so it doesn't create any issues there. Some folks, everyone votes in the school board elections regardless, even if one seat is open, everyone in the school board votes, so it doesn't change anyone who can vote or not either. So it just, which area that we represent, and then, school board members do have to live in the district in which they run for election for, so it, may make some changes there, but otherwise everyone still gets to vote and no seats are changing. With that, any other questions, comments? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item 8, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the request for state aid and or federal funds for the TPS co-op fund in the amount of $148,447.78. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Now, why do we have to vote to approve accepting state and
Sabrina's gonna explain a little bit about this.
I don't have anything on this. Actually, this is actually us requesting funds for like, Central Academy. So this is the money, they send us something and we have to have the board approve that we can accept it for those purposes.
specifically for those purposes?
Yes.
There's our co-op agreement with Holbert and Briggs.
Yes, yes.
We have a co-op agreement with an MOU
Uh-huh.
with Holbert and Briggs, and they both send students to Central Academy. So they have to have an alternative education program in their schools. They don't, they co-op with us, and that's what that co-op fund is.
So that's why we have to make a request.
Yes.
Because normally we don't make a request for our state.
Or the rest of our state.
Federal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Questions? We had a motion.
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversol?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. Item I, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the estimate of needs for the 22-23 fiscal year.
So I gave you guys each a copy, and if you'll go to the page that has the red tab, that's probably the best one for you guys to look at. In the little top area, if you will look down where it says cash fund balance, June 30. Under general fund, that shows that our carryover balance at the end of June 30, 2022 was $3,736,659.23. That was actually an increase from last year of $3,282,107.18. So we did our due diligence this year of doing our claims and getting everything done on time to make sure that we had a better carryover than last year. Building fund, you'll see in the column next to that, shows $1,252,694.70. That was actually an increase of $908,498.70 from last year. So we also, which we did receive the Red Bud Fund money that went into that account, so that's a little bit of a reason why that it grew. But we also did our due diligence on that also, as making sure that we spent that money properly out of that account. So those two numbers are just showing you what we had left over as of June 30, the end of the fiscal year. So now we're gonna go to what our budgets will be that we're going to work off of this year. If you look over to the left-hand side, down in the column under that, it says general fund and then it says total required. Our budget for 22-23 will be $44,826,159.82. So that is the amount that we will be budgeting off of this school year. You go down towards the bottom on the right-hand side, where it says building fund, you'll see it where it says total required again. This is the building fund that we will budget off of, $1,792,079.95. So that is the amount that we will budget this year for our building fund. So this is just the beginning, this is the estimate needs, now we take it to the excise board, they approve it, and then next month you guys will get the big budget book that shows what we're planning on actually spending our budget on this year. So this is just kind of the prelim of the big budget. You guys have any questions?
One, and I don't know if it's for your opinion, but is I remember us talking about trying to get the $4 million for carryovers. Is 10%, is that kind of the goal?
10 to 13 would be what we want. We really would like our carryover to be around $5 million. So, and she is 100% right, the due diligence has changed that. Claims have been done on time and things have been done appropriately, which is why we have that carryover balance. But that is something we want to grow in the next couple of years. And so we will have to make very smart fiscal decisions to get that carryover where we need to be.
I don't think we ever. We get a move. I mean, discussing this before. So.
No, we didn't.
So, motion to approve the estimate of needs.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions?
So basically you were indicating that the year before, did you say this carryover this year was 3 million more?
Last year, we had, our carryover was 1.7 million. So we had 3.2 million more this year in carryover.
That's a bit misleading, Ms. Walker,
Yes.
just because we had many claims that were not done on time that year.
Okay, that's what that was all about.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Yes.
we got that money, just not in the correct year.
Good job,
There was
Sabrina.
something,
Yes, he does a really good job. at
Good
keeping
job.
those claims. And I think it'd also be a good time to point out that of the $44 million that we'll have in our budget, just over 30% are federal funds. I'm hearing that a lot in the news right now, and I just want to point out that over 30% of our budget is federal funds. Very important to our district.
It's 30% of 44.
I was gonna say, well, yeah.
I know it's more than 10, less than 20.
10%. Yes.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? Do you have a motion in a second? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item J, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following TPS employees other than the superintendent be authorized legal representatives to legally sign on behalf of the TPS district all current fiscal year expenditures, reports, distributions, and cash receipts with the Oklahoma State Department of Education. And we do have a list of those, it's not a very long list. Sabrina and Lacey Wilson. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion, questions?
That is required for our federal applications from the State Department for our Title I money, Title IV money, that we have that on file, so Sabrina can do claims. And we just have a backup person, just so we don't ever not have claims done in time.
Ms. Walker? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Item K, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following surplus. Items 1 through 6. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Like Mr. White.
Closet.
I love that we're cleaning.
We are.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item L, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following bid quote. Quote for CDWG to provide a new network core. Do I have a motion? A second?
Second.
I ask Ms. Jones to either herself or by proxy, I read this and I think that I understand what it is, but it is a lot of money, so just a short explanation of what this is.
The network core is essentially how devices are connected and how fast they are connected. Curtis, he knows I'm reading this, he knows I've been told. This means connections to printers, internet, cameras, access control, climate control, and all of those electronic devices are controlled by that. Our current switches, are devices that connect our machines, are 15 years old and need to be updated. The quote supply will increase speed and functionality for our devices and will increase security. Robert did throw you under the bus and say if I had any other questions, Curtis could answer. This is fully funded with our ARP money. It was actually in our last year's budget, but with just trying to get things purchased and done, with the remainder of what happened at the end of COVID, it's just now getting done. So that's a plan on this year to spend that money in ARP.
Good question, just because I'm curious, do we still have wired internet?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. Item M, consent. Vote to approve or not approve the following consent items. M 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve those items.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Since we did have a comment on the jerky, what do we know about that? And let's address it since it's out there.
This is from the American Indian Resource Center for, it's a grant, and we have met with them multiple times because had the same concern. Mr. Hayworth wanted to know exactly what was in the curriculum. Ms. Mashburn has met with them, I have met with them. It will only be done in after school. We have our current preventionists that have looked at it. We also brought in Sharon Ballou, the Executive Director of Boys and Girls Club, because she's our primary partner in after school. She also has reviewed the curriculum. There were a few things we asked them to take out, and so they removed anything that we did not want them to have in there. It will only be done in the after-school program with a permission from a parent to participate.
So their parent has to.
Yes. There also will be a night before the curriculum begins, that every parent that wants their child to participate in this will come up and will review the entire curriculum themselves.
I was gonna note in the actual agreement that we had to sign, it did say that the curriculum had been reviewed by middle school staff as well as administration, and it's so. Anything else on this one?
Kudos on out-of-state trips.
Yeah.
Staff has done wonderful, Brittany has done wonderful, they are, we're planning for success in everything we do. We've got a trip in for
We're gonna win, we're
state
gonna send state
competition.
and everything,
We
because
got
we're
this.
proving it,
Yes.
This is gonna be our year.
Power of positive speaking.
Anything else? Ms. Walker? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And I. Item N, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the transfer of phone service from AT&T to Travis Voice. I have a motion. There wasn't any, do we have an actual contract yet, or cause I didn't see anything on this.
It might just be that
We're
we're authorizing for you to sign.
There's not a contract.
That's not a contract, just an invoice.
Yes.
This again is part of our ARP money, something that we didn't get finished last year. Robert explained, I did ask a few questions about this one. Basically, we are updating, our phone system was antiquated at best, and we were just going to a new digital system. And that's what this item is doing. Again, fully ARP funded.
Any additional questions,
Any
comments?
the reason for Travis Voice over AT&T, was it, did they bid on it, or was it cost difference, better service?
Curtis?
The way I understand it is the Travis get more is a cloud-based, it's internet, because we're going to IP phone. AT&T is basically the hard line, POX line stuff we'll no longer be using.
Anything else? Ms. Walker? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item O, discussion and vote to approve or not approve revisions to the following policies. Number 1 and 2, policy 1015, multiple occupancy restroom and changing area, policy 6025, student transfer. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments?
I was wondering on that, just the way it was stated, why we put person's sex rather than gender. I mean, is there a specific?
This policy comes directly from OSSBA. We belong to their policy services.
Okay.
To the subscription, and we actually did this last month, I don't know if you remember, but since then they changed the law a bit, so we had to edit it just a little bit.
And that is directly from the state law, that's A,
Yes.
B, and C are what the state law says, we have to have policies saying those things.
Same. specifically.
Yes, so
That's-
everything in
they
yellow
chose to-
is what they added this month from last month that we had approved. And the student transfer, remember, we'll do that 4 times a year, and that's what this is, it's just setting the, we're not changing our policy at all, but within your policy is your capacity. And so we have one small change to our capacity, and it is our 5th grade at Greenwood, the numbers dropped in that, but we lost a teacher, and we had a small enough class that we were able to just absorb that into 3 and not rehire that position at this time.
Ms. Walker? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Hopkins?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item E, discussion of vote to approve or not approve the TPS Resident Teacher Mentor Committee for the 22-23 school year. Do I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Hopkins?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Item 2, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the secondary ELA grammar and world languages 22-23 textbook adoption committee. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve this item.
A second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Aye. Item R, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the 22-23 gifted and talented local advisory committee. Do I have a motion? A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item S, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the schedule of encumbrances.
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
Discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Did not have anyone for this, so I will take this one. This motion to approve items T 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the following: James Wilson, maintenance grounds; Rachel Sands, transportation PT bus monitor; Kayla Sims, Cherokee PT para sub; Dana Kaminsky, heritage teacher; Aubrey Sperry, TMS PT para sub; Terry Mates, Cherokee special care para; Brianna Kingfisher, TMS PT para sub. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. We do have one item of new business. I will make a motion to approve Candy Jones, Superintendent, Sabrina Garner, Finance Director, and Leanne Mashburn, Assistant Superintendent, the authorization to sign any invoices through Bank First pertaining to Cherokee County Economic Development Authority Educational Facilities Lease Revenue Bonds, Household Public Schools Project, Series 2022, all accounts. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any comment, discussion?
This is the first of many things we'll probably start doing per bond. The money is in the bank, bid dates and pre-bid openings are all being set as we speak, today. And so, this is how we will actually pay, for all the items that we purchased in the bond bank.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. And with that, we are adjourned.
I know.